Coaches, Rick Stewart of All Access Coaching. I'm really excited to bring you this free video, and make sure you hit the subscribe and like button down below. It gives us valuable data as far as what coaches want. It also, if I can get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll start doing weekly YouTube clinics for free. And if you hit the like and subscribe button, you'll get notified when we upload new content. We're uploading 3 or 4 videos every week.
Okay, so we're working on these different defenses. We're talking 50 defense right now. Okay. Let's talk about some fundamentals. I'll start with the offensive line first, and then we'll work back to the perimeter, the quarterback, and the A-back. All right, versus a 50 defense. All right, so our play side guard is uncovered, so he's going to call ace traditionally. Okay. The play side tackle, he's going to veer in. Doesn't matter. He's going to make a call to the backside guard. So if you count this out in an option count, all right, the 4 technique or the 4-eye, whoever is covering the guard would be number 1. The next defender stacked to outside would be number 2. In this case, it's the end man on the line of scrimmage or the 9 technique, all right, or the defensive end, whatever you want to call him, outside linebacker, all right. The play side tackle will make a call to the backside guard to let him know that number 2 is on the line of scrimmage, all right. Don't block number 2. That's the hardest thing for young guards to understand with that call out there. If the play side tackle would, in this case, wash the 4 technique, all right, then the backside guard is going to wrap for the play side linebacker, okay? If the play side tackle veers in and gets under the 4, he's got the play side linebacker, all right? The backside guard would come around and log number 1, and we're still going to pitch off a number 2. What happens with these young guards is when that number 1 gets washed, those guards will continue on out and they'll end up logging the pitch key. It happens all the time, all right? It just takes practice, and they got to read the perimeter, and they've got to understand defensive structures, okay, and what those calls mean. I tell the O-line all the time, I'm not teaching plays, we're teaching an offense here. And they've got to understand defenses, they've got to understand structures, because the call from this tackle tells him exactly what the picture is without him seeing it, okay? The center, again, he will ace with the guard, backside guard will pull. In this case right here, we've got a 4-eye, so his rule is 4-4-eye. He's going to zone the C gap, so he's going to zone out to the 9. The B-back will hear the call, and he will work through the backside B-gap to the backside linebacker, okay? Now, we talked about basing linebackers. We have a base call there for the play side guard. Why are we going to do that? Well, when the linebackers are playing tight, okay, and we feel that we can handle the nose in a single block with our center, we can go ahead and base this, okay? Why? Well, we'll try to get to the inside leg of this linebacker, all right? We'll handle the nose in a single, and then when we bring the guard around, if one gets washed, we just picked up an extra hat to the backside safety or backside linebacker, whichever, okay? Now, you got to be able to be good right here. If we're going into a game where we got a badass nose, we're not going to base a linebacker, all right, unless that sucker walks up inside the heel line, okay? But if we got a guy we feel we can at least stalemate right there, we'll be okay. Now, we've gotten screwed working the base block here, all right, and getting beat at the nose spot. That happens, all right? But you got to understand what you have and what you can do there. In this case, we are basing this linebacker, all right? So let's run through the play. Let's work the offensive line first. All right, so the play side tackle is going to veer in. We're going to go ahead and base the play side linebacker with the guard. It also holds him down a little longer. We do a pretty good job here at singling up the nose guard. All right, you see the B-back working the backside B-gap. Easy little zone block on the backside for the backside guard. All right, you see the backside guard, or backside tackle, I mean. You see the backside guard. He's got his call. He knows one's on the tackle, pitch key's on the line of scrimmage. He's going to work to the inside linebacker. Well, with the inside linebacker getting caught up here on the base block and the counter motion, all right, now the backside guard knows he can pull. All right, so we at least get up to the backside linebacker. Back in the good old days when we could whack this dude, this is great. All right, but now this is what our game has resulted to. I'll be honest with you, I tell that guy to cut him anyways and make them call the penalty, but that's just me. But not a bad play. All right, we do a good job here. All right, so let's work on the backfield. All right, so now we're going to twirl the A-back. He's going to work his way back out. The wide receiver's blocking on run support, and we're going to arc the number 3 in the option count, which would be the safety here on the play side. All right, we talked about the B-back already. Let's get to the quarterback. He's going to step opposite at 6 o'clock. All right? The biggest fear you got to get over with your quarterbacks is putting his back to the defense like that. All right? He's got to put his back, but you watch his eyes. He's still going to peek over his inside shoulder, all right, just to see. Now, the other coaching point here for the quarterback is if we've got 2 up, all right, in this case, we've got 1 and 2 on the line of scrimmage, he's going to make a call with his backside A-back, all right, and say, get ready, this thing going to come out hot, all right, because it could get forced quickly. That backside A-back has got to get his ass moving. He's got to go because you can't leave early because you got the twirl motion here on the front. So he's got to open up, cheat him down in there a little bit if you have to, all right? You don't want to have too many tendencies, but you want to cheat him down in there every now and then when he's your pitch back, that's cool. You can cheat him in and put him as the arcer and not give it away, but he's got to get his ass moving. Quarterback does a good job of peeking over the shoulder, seeing, you know, what's going on behind him, knowing that he's got some time to get out of this and get that ball in the perimeter. Looks like we read run support here. Receiver does a good job. You can't see it. We'll go back to the Y copy. I can work this remote. Kind of just push cracked here. Did a pretty good job. This guy's getting soft. All right, kind of the same thing. We've got the twirl here. You always want to tell your quarterbacks, never pitch under duress, okay? Well, he sees number 2 starting to feather here. Get another crack arc situation on the perimeter with the twirl. Crack and arc it. We base the play side guard again. We veered the play side tackle in. Doing a pretty good job at securing this. Play side guard. Gets a little wide, but now he's going to wrap and look for the linebacker who is caught up inside again. All right, fullback does a pretty good job here on the backside 4 technique, just enough to clean it up. They kick the backer a little bit, so the backside linebacker is kind of loose here. That's okay. And we probably should have just ducked this sucker up in there and took what we could get. Dangerous pitch. Why it kind of goes on the ground. We get a lucky bounce. And all we tell this play side guard here, you just run vertically. All right? Run your track right here, and your target is the inside knee of the play side linebacker. If that sucker wants to scrape outside, get your eyes to the backside. It's that simple. All right? Now, the 4 technique pitch is so hard, it kind of takes him, you know, we kind of end up comboing the 4 technique. That's okay. The play side backer slips out, but the guard is in here to find him. Okay, another 50 defense. All right, I put this one on here because of the scrape of the linebacker, right, and what the backside guard does. So, again, we're into an ace mode where it looks like we were reverse acing this day. Can't remember. You kind of do a lot of different stuff in there. Or the center just got his ass beat on the move. That's what it looks like more to me. All right, so the play side tackle will veer in. Backside tackle zones out. The B-back takes care of the B-gap on the backside. Kind of get your backside linebacker down. You get your step here with your linebacker, who does a pretty good job in recovering. Not getting a ton of movement out of the safety. Number 2 is going to feather. All right, so we're going to get this thing up and inside. But I think what happens here, I put this on here because I think the backside guard made a good decision. All right, there's a little bit of color hanging off the hip of this right tackle, but he also sees the linebacker starting to take the gap here. So he says, we've leveraged this guy already. I'm going to go ahead and take the play side linebacker. Does a good job at kicking it out. And the quarterback does a great job at seeing it, knowing that number 2 is feathered, which he's probably not going to pitch it now, and does a good job at fitting off the play side guard's linebacker and the kick out there. We'll watch it from the back copy. Tackle does an okay job at trying to collect this. He was a little light in the tail. He needs to bait this guy a little bit more, in my opinion, and kind of let that guy beat him into that gap. But he was a little skinny, and he didn't think that he could handle that. Center's a little top heavy here. Guard needs a little bit more of a T-step on the ace work. Again, the backside guard does a pretty good job on the pull and just recognizing the defense, knowing that we got leverage and just getting it kicked out. You know, not much you can do when your safety folds back in on the crack, guys. You know, if the quarterback can maybe get it up in there a little bit sooner, a little bit tighter, probably get some more yards out of it. He drifts a little bit, but he's also got some inside pursuit there. And he's not a burner. But again, you see the counteraction. It's pulling these linebackers in, all right? We're getting some work on the backside forward technique, maybe slowing him down for later on in the game. Just got to do a better job at that ace block right there.
Coaches, I really hope you got some great information from that YouTube video. Again, hit the subscribe and like button down below. It gives us valuable data. And if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll do free YouTube clinics. And you also get notified when I'm doing those YouTube clinics and when I upload new content to this channel. Thanks for watching, coaches.